Hello and welcome to this course. In this course, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your very first website. Let me show you how it's going to look like. So one of my favorite movies since I was a kid is Toy Story. I really love that movie. And so I made a website with some information about Toy Story. We have a nice title here and then some smaller text. And then a little link that sends you to the YouTube so you can watch the latest trailer. And then a nice image right here. So, if you're ready, I'll see you in the course. So, before we can start coding, we actually need to find a place where we can code and preview our website. Now, I really like a service called REPL.it that lets you code right in the browser. You don't even need to download any software. That means that we can get going much faster. So go ahead and go to REPL.it and then press New REPL up here on the top right corner. So that's going to bring up this box right here and it's going to ask you what type of language do you want to work with. Because remember, there's many different languages that you can use to make different things. But we want to make a website, so we want to choose a language called HTML. And it also says comma CSS, comma JS. Those two are also languages that are used in making websites, but we're not going to look at those in this video. We're only going to be working with HTML. So go ahead and choose that, and then press Create REPL. It's going to take a couple of seconds, and then it's going to bring up this new window where it's giving you this place where you can start making your website. All right, let's see what we have here. So we have 3 windows. On the left side, we have 3 different files. It's a file manager. So REPL wants to make it easy for you to get started. So it already gives you some files so that you can get started easier. And the main file that we'll be working in is going to be this index.html file, which I already have selected, and I already have some code here to get started with. Now, I want to make it easy for you to view this tutorial, so I'm going to get rid of what I don't need right now. I'm just going to focus on the code that is important. That way you can make this window smaller so that you can follow along on the same display. So it'll be easier for you to actually code and follow this tutorial. So let me hide this. And this right here on the right side is the preview window. And this is where you code, obviously. Now, I want to go up here on the right side, and there's going to be this button here called Open in a New Tab. If you press that, it's going to open it up in a new tab, which means that we can write our code for the website here, and then we can preview the website here. In my opinion, much better than using this thing. So I'm also going to get rid of this thing here. And let me make the code a little bit bigger so it's easier for you to see. Is that good? Yeah, that seems good. And maybe a little, yeah, it's actually, that's good. Let me move a little bit like that. There we go. Okay, so we are now ready to start coding. Now, REPL already gives us 12 lines of code to start with. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and we don't need to understand everything right away. We're going to look at everything as we go along, but let's take a look at what's happening on the website here. So I have the website open here, and it's right now it looks completely blank. So let's try to make something appear. Now I'm going to go inside. I'm going to actually go on line 9 here, and then press enter to get a new line under this body thingy. And here I'm going to write the following. There we go. So I'm going to explain exactly what this means in a second, but let's see if we get something on the website here. So in this new tab where I'm previewing the website, I'm going to press this refresh button. There we go. It says hello world. So we got something to appear. Now, what did we actually do? Well, this is the code that made that happen. What was going on here? Well, this part is pretty self-evident, right? It's pretty obvious. It's the text hello world that I wrote, which is being displayed here. But the interesting part is this thing right here and this thing right here. Now, this is what you need to understand about HTML. HTML is perhaps the most simplest coding language that has ever been invented. It's really simple because it all revolves around the concept of tags. Now, what is a tag? This thing right here is a tag. This thing right here is a tag. This is a tag. Basically, wherever you see this symbol here, which you probably have seen in math class, it's like a larger than symbol and then a smaller than symbol. So what you do to make a tag is make the symbol and then write the name of the tag here and then end it with this symbol right here. And then you write whatever content you want to write, in my case, hello world. And then you tell HTML that I want to end this tag by writing the exact same tag, but with this slash. So what HTML does is that whenever it goes to H1, it knows what to do with it because it knows that H1 is some text that's supposed to be displayed like this. Let's see if I can go here, a little bit zoom in on this. So it's supposed to make it black and it's supposed to make it quite big and it's supposed to give it a certain, it's those two things. So this is an inbuilt tag that you have in HTML. So when you write this, you're saying that I want to start writing in this way. And then you write whatever you want to write. It could be whatever. It could be hello world. It could be your name. It could be a really long sentence. It could be a number. And then you end it by saying, okay, I want to end this tag /H1. And that's how you use tags. All right, let's take a look at another tag. If we go on line 6, there is a title tag. And notice how when I press one of these, REPL highlights this tag too. The reason it does that is because it wants to help you, and it wants to help you see where it starts and ends. So this title tag, what is it actually, where is this appearing? Because I don't see REPL.it anywhere here. Why is that? Well, I don't know if you can see it on this video, but if you look at the tab title up here, that's where it says REPL.it, which is what is written here. So let's try to change that. So since we're making a website about Toy Story, I'm going to write Toy Story here. And then I'm going to let it save. And then go here and refresh. And there we go. It gives us Toy Story. Now, let's look at what's going on here. Because we have this head tag. And then we have the head tag ending. So what this means is that all of this code, these 4 lines of code, are kind of inside the head tag. And you can even see it because we have this spacing here with these extra, spaces that kind of makes it look like these things are inside of the head tag. And that's really why we use these spaces. Really, there's no other reason, because even if I took away these spaces, it would still work. But you can already see that it doesn't look very good. And for a coder, it's important to write code that not only works, but also looks good and is easy to understand. So in order to get that space again, these you can press on the tab button on your keyboard once and then twice. Now, why do we have 2 spaces here? Well, the reason is because the head tag itself is inside of another tag, which is called the HTML tag, right? And the HTML tag, turns out it's something you have to use with every website just to say, this is everything that's going to go inside of this HTML document. So that's why we put HTML tag around the head tag. But there's another tag too here called the body tag. So the HTML tag has two tags inside of it, head tag and body tag. Now, all HTML documents have two main parts, the head and the body. Now the head, as you can see here, contains information about the website. For example, what is the title of the website? Well, we know that that's Toy Story, and that appears up here. Not in the website itself, but on the title up here on the tab. And then what else do we have here? Well, it says some meta stuff here. I'm not really sure what that means. And then it says link. Well, all of these things give it information about the website. So for example, here you can put in the head tag, you can put information about what is the website about, so that when you search it up on Google, you can give it helpful information so that when you get it as a result on Google, it'll say this website is about this, this, and this. All of that information, which is called meta information, is going to go inside of these head tags. So nothing here will actually appear on the website here. For that, we need to use the body tag. So that's why we put this thing inside of the body tag. So anything you write here is going to actually appear on inside of the document. Okay, let's go back to our code and see what else we can put in here. So I definitely want to change my heading, my heading to Toy Story, like this. By the way, H1 stands for heading 1. Toy Story, let's see here. And if I refresh, Control R, there we go. You got Toy Story, very nice. Now let me try to write another tag just to show you the possibilities here. There's another tag called H2. Let's write something like a movie by Pixar. Then I'm going to end that tag, of course, with slash and H2 like this. And then once that is saved, refresh, and there we go. We get another heading, which is slightly smaller than the first one, and it appears right underneath the first one. Okay, so let's remove this H2 tag that I just gave you as an example from last video. And what we want is some smaller text. Now, there's another tag you can use here, which is called the paragraph tag. And that is just simply written with a P. And then I'm also going to write the ending tag like this. And then I can start typing here. So what was the text that I wanted to put on my website? Let's see here. So the first sentence is Toy Story is a series of animation movies made by Pixar, like this. Let's take a look at how that looks. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let me continue. So here's what I'll do to make it a little bit easier for me to read. I'm gonna go up here and press enter once, and go here and press enter once again, and then press backspace like that. So now it looks a little bit nicer. If I go here and I refresh, nothing's going to change, of course, because remember the spacings between the text don't really matter, but just easier for me to see this. So let me press enter here, and then I'm going to write the second sentence. The toys come to life when humans are not present, like this. Let me refresh. Okay, maybe not exactly what I would have expected. All of the text is on the same line, which is not what I want. I want it to be on separate lines. So I'm going to have to do something right here to tell HTML to give me a new line. Let's look at that in the next video. So we have a little problem here. We have two lines that we want to show, and we want to show them on two different lines. But so far what we have is the text being displayed only on one line. Well, again, we're in HTML and everything can be solved by using a tag. So let's use another tag. We can use a tag called the break tag, BR, like this. Now, we're actually done. This is it. Break tag, and then it breaks it. And so it just puts whatever comes after it on a new line. Now, you might be asking yourself, why do we only have one tag here? Why don't we write it like this? Right? Because everything else is like that. This one, this one, this one, this one. Well, not all tags in HTML are the same. Not all tags have to have an ending tag with the starting tag. Some of them are self-closing tags. And in the case of a break tag, you don't really need to put two tags there. It's really just extra text extra space that you're using that you don't really need. Because does it really make sense to put some content between the break tag? Not really. So one tag is enough. That's good. HTML knows what to do with it. Okay, let's continue writing the rest of our paragraph. So I got 2 more lines of code here. 2 more lines of just text, I mean. So I'm going to write the 2 main characters are Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Then I'm going to give another break tag here and here because I want these to be on their own lines. Watch the trailer for Toy Story 4 by clicking here. Let's see. Yes, that works. So now what we need to do is to make this part right here, clicking here, some link so that when you press it, you go to YouTube where you can watch the trailer. Let's look at that, how we can do that in the next one. What makes websites really powerful is that they don't just exist by themselves. They can link to other websites. And through that, you can create a huge network, which really is what the World Wide Web is. So let's look at how we can create a link between our website and another website. So what really is a link? Let's think about it. So a link is some clickable text, or it could also be an image, but let's just keep it simple for now. Clickable text that once you click it, you're taken to another website. There's 2 different things. Something that can be clicked, and then the place that you send the user to when it is clicked. So first, I'm going to pick what text I want to be clickable. That is this text right here. Then you can probably guess what we're going to do next, which is create, or use a tag to make this happen. So let's go at the beginning of this thing and then start writing a tag. Now I'm going to be writing an anchor tag, which I'm just going to write A for short, A. Now we know that we want to create a hyperlink. And then we want to say, where do we want to send the user to when they click it? And I want to send them to this YouTube video of the trailer for Toy Story 4. So I'm going to go up here, which is the URL, the specific place where this is located. When you go to it using a browser, you can view it. I'm going to copy this, Control-C, and then go back here, and then I'm going to use that information here. But before that, I got to write something else. So let me actually make it go a little bit here so it's easier for you to see. And then I'm going to write href, and then equals, and then quotation marks. So this is what we need to write to be able to do this. Inside of here is where you give it the URL that you want to send the user to. So I can just paste that whole thing here. Now it's getting a little bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is press this so it's easier to see. And remember, if I just put this on a new line without putting a break tag, doesn't really matter. So here, I'm going to end the starting tag. So this is the first part. So A here, and then href equal sign quotation marks. In here, you give it the full URL, which means that you got to include the HTTP, HTTPS, whatever. So it's not good enough if you just do this. You got to give it to the full one. And then you end it here. And then after that, you put whatever text you want to be clickable. In my case, the word here. And then you end it with this. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. And then /A. Like this. Because we started with an A, we got to end with an A like this. And this should be it. This should work. So let me go here to my website, refresh. See? By default, HTML makes it easy for you to see what links are by just giving it an underline like this. So let me press this. And there we have it. We get to the link that we wanted to go to. So now we want to add an image to our website. And I want to add it right underneath this paragraph. So let me go and open up a new tab on Google. And this would be the easiest way to do it, is to find an image that already exists out there and on the internet, and then you just refer to that one. So I've actually gone ahead and already done the Google search with the image that I want. Because I'm looking for an image that has a nice transparent background so that it looks really nice when I put it on mine. So if you want a similar one, transparent background, you want to search for a PNG file. And you can often get to the right one by just writing whatever you want and then writing transparent background after it. So I found this one, which I really like. And here you can see that it has the transparent background. And in order to put this thing inside of my website I meant, I need to get the image address, which you can get by right-clicking here and then copying the image address here. Copy that, and then let's go to our code again, and then finish this image tag. So here I want to write src for source, and then equals quotation marks. And then in here, I'm just going to paste it in, whatever I copied, which is this thing here. And just want to make sure that it ends in a .png. Sometimes Google is a little bit weird. Sometimes you might be copying the wrong one. And then in which case, it might be some website that you're linking to. That's not going to work. So you should make sure that if you're using an image, it should end in .png or .gif or .jpeg or whatever. And then we can close this image tag by this. And then again, an image tag is also a special type of tag that doesn't have an ending tag, because it doesn't really make sense to have an ending tag here because you can't really put anything between an image or anything like that, right? So it doesn't make sense. So it's just a self-closing tag. Just one tag is enough. Once that is saved, let's go here and see. And there we go. We got a really nice picture of Woody and Buzz. The very last thing I want to do is I want to center everything so that it doesn't appear on the left, it aligns the center. There's actually a very easy way to do that. So if we go to the code here, let me just demonstrate how you can do this. So let's try to center just the heading where it says Toy Story. Use another one of these tags. We'll use center tag, and then we'll put it around the H1 tag. So this is a good example of a tag within a tag, which is completely not a problem at all. So we have a starting center tag and an ending one. So if this works, then it should put whatever is inside of it in the center. Let's see here. And okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. There we go. Exactly right in the center, exactly as I wanted. So if I want the rest of the things in the center too, I can again put center tags between this one and this one too. But I want to do it even easier. And I want to take this center tag, and rather than just putting it around this, I'm going to delete this from here, and I want to put it underneath the image here. So I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to just make the text a little bit easier to see the code. So let's do enter here. And then I'm going to choose all of this and then just press tab to align it properly. Now it looks so much better. So I'm saying put all of these things in the center. Let's see. Refresh. And there you have it. That was it. The last thing I want to show you is how you can save your creation so that you can share it with other people. If you want to share it with someone right now, you can still do it, even though it's not saved, by copying this URL up here. But if you notice on here, it says @anonymous, which means that you're not logged in. So this is saved under an anonymous account, but you can very easily lose this. So to be sure that this thing is saved and you can come back to it and you can build on it whenever you want, you can press this button right here, the edit button, and let me get rid of these. And then it's going to say log in or sign up to edit this thing. And so you can sign up if you don't already have an account by filling in these fields, pressing sign up. If you already have an account, you can log in, and then it'll go ahead and save it under your account. Congratulations on finishing your first website. I really hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. Now, of course, this was just a very simple example of how to build a very simple website. There's not that much interesting going on here. Websites can be a lot more sophisticated, a lot more fun and engaging. We can add colors to this. We can add some animation. We can add a lot of different things to make it even better. If you'd like to learn more about how you can make bigger and better websites, or even learn about how to code other things like games or other simple programs, you can head on over to our website, CurlyBrackets. I'll leave a link in the description, and I hope to see you in the next video.